A lot of sexual stories, so don't judge me. So for tonight I was like, what am I going to talk about? Should I talk about the Muslim guy I used to hook up with, and he used to pray for forgiveness every time right after we had sex? Like, in bed out loud, and I'm like, dude, I'm still here. This is awkward. Or should I talk about the one time I almost had a threesome with two girls, and then two of us realized that we both still had our periods. And we're like, that's not happening. Or should I tell the story about how I hooked up with this older gentleman, and he asked me to pee on his furniture. So I was like, no, Dee, these stories aren't relatable. And they have nothing to do with your mother, because if they did, they'd be super weird. But yeah, so mother is the prompt for tonight. And I'm just going to come out and say it. My mom put my first tampon in me. So horrible. Mary Devlin, my friends know my mom.
Love her. She's a doll.
Yeah, so, and it's normal for your mom to put your first tampon in if you're like 9 or 10.
Not normal.
If you need help, but I didn't get my period till I was 16.
I remember, not normal.
So I was in New York City at a swim meet, and I had the mile the next day, and it was a very important event for me, so I really didn't want to mess it up, and I didn't want my period to get in the way. And I was just convinced that I would make a mistake, you know? I'm not really sure like what mistake I could make putting my tampon in, but I was convinced I would make one. So I convinced my mom to do it, and she unwillingly did so, and she was just like, and I'm like, come on, Mom, you've seen this before. Like, maybe when I was 5, but still. She was so grossed out. And this is when you could get TSS, toxic shock syndrome. And she was like, oh, you know, you need to take that out in 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever. So you're going to have to wake up at 4 a.m. to change it. And I was like, what the hell? I didn't know this. Why didn't you tell me before? And I was like, I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. And she was like, okay. And without any warning, she was like, and took it out full speed. I was like, I remember like being in the fetal position in the hotel room because we were, you know, at the swim meet, holding my crotch and being like, why would you do that to me? Why? If you knew how much that would hurt, you must know because you're a woman. Why would you do that to me? So yeah, no apology. So yeah, I called her tonight and I was like, I'm telling that story. She's like, well, it's true, so go ahead. So that's my only traumatic vagina story with my mom. But this prompt just started me thinking about like how our family in general affects our dating. And you know, a lot of people say like you date your dad, or like if you're a girl you date, or if you're a boy you date people like your mom. But yeah, like what happens when you meet someone who reminds you of someone in your family? Well, it happened to me. So 2 weeks ago I was at the Standard downtown. Don't go there, it's like the douchiest place ever. But I literally bumped into this guy at the bar, Connor, and he has a brogue, which is an Irish accent, for all of you guys who are uneducated. And he's just like super charming, and I just love accents, it's a weak spot for me. And as I drink more, I'm just starting to feel like one with the universe. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting back to my roots. Like, I find out that he's from the same town that my great-grandparents are from, Galway, and I'm like, yeah, we're bonding, and I'm like, I'm an Irish woman, this is an Irish man, like, totally, like, being weird. So we end up, like, making out, and
I mean, obviously.
we exchange numbers. And 2 weeks go by, and we're just texting a lot. I got strep throat, so I couldn't really talk. And he would, but he'd call me and like leave some cute messages with his brogue. And I'm like, oh, don't even worry, Dee. Like, your American accent is just as cute to him as his Irish accent is to you. Like, don't even trip. You got this. So I finally call him back, and I'm like, hey, Connor, what's up? And he's like, hey, Dee. But just like that. Like, no accent at all. And I'm like, what? Like, where did your accent go? And he was like, I'm not drunk, so I don't have it. What? And he's like, look, just come to my house, I'll explain everything. And at this point, I've never been to his house. And I'm like, oh. You most women at this point would just be like, no, this guy's a psychopath. He's a pathological liar.